Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC, how y'all doing? Coming to you from the man cave. Now we're going to, you saw the unboxing video of the FMS 70mm twin A-10. We're going to continue, we're now going to put the plane together, just simply a assembly video, because this is assembly, not a build. Now, I mentioned in the unboxing that you had a little bag of goodies and that a 2mm hex drive is all that you'll need to put this together. But I said that all the screws were the same. Well, they're not. There's actually 5 16mm hex drive screws and 9 20mm hex screws. And you say, why odd numbers? Well, you get 1 extra of each. So actually you're going to need 4 of the 16 and 8 of the 20. Now the first step in the instructions tells you to put the wings on the fuselage and then put the tail feathers together. Well, I disagree. I'm going to do just the opposite. I'm going to put the tail feathers together and then attach them, that whole assembly, to the fuselage, and then put the wings on. And that actually is all there is to the assembly of this aircraft. Alright, now in your horizontal stabilizer, you're going to have 1 double lead for rudder and then 2 single leads for elevator. Go ahead and pull out your little pigtails for the either end of the rudder. As you can see, I pulled on that, and then my rudder lead kind of, that's just a long Y, okay? Now, this is the underside where you've got your elevator servos. So therefore, it's going to assemble like so. Now what I would do, grab a hold of your pigtail here. And like I keep repeating in all my assembly videos, anytime you're attaching 2 servo leads together, you're always going to get your polarity is light to light, dark to dark. Okay, if you can see on this pigtail, you've got dark, then you got the light on the left side. Okay, and then look over here where it says rudder. You can see light and dark. So I'm going to connect, that's the polarity, light to, don't drop the parts of the plane though, okay? Alright, so that's going to go like that. Okay, light to light, dark to dark. You'll feel that should kind of click in. Now sometimes on these pigtails, you have to kind of bend out the attachment ends, the locking ends. You need to get this right, because otherwise you're going to have to disassemble it if you got it wrong. But yeah, you will feel that engage, okay? And then you're going to want to take your wires. You want to fold them into a rectangular shape, and then make sure nothing is getting bound or pinched in here, and then slide on your horizontal or your vertical stabilizer or rudder on the one side, and it fits in there just like a glove. Now let's go ahead and secure that. Probably be easier to do it this way. This is an incredibly simple assembly. And whenever it's simple like this, that just shows you the engineering that goes into it. Bottom's out flush. Also shows you, gives you a little indication of why the aircraft costs $649. Let's just hope she flies as well as she looks. Now that's in there good. we're going to repeat the process. Now, just so you know, that is not going, doesn't look like it's going metal into metal. So that's going hard plastic, so don't over tighten it. Okay, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going to find my pigtail there, polarity, light to light, dark to dark, plug that in. Okay, feel it engage. Going to position that wire in the rectangular type shape, make sure that nothing is, and that fits together so well. Nothing is pinched. Okay. One more gets it done. And your tail feathers, other than being hooked up, are assembled. Okay. Nice and tight. And they're in there. All right, now grab the fuselage. Okay. Get it over here closer to us so y'all can see it. You're going to take your fuselage, you're going to turn it over. Okay. And on the back of the fuselage, you're going to see these three connections, and they're all three more pigtails. They're all labeled. Okay. That little piece of tape out of there. All right. One is labeled rudder. The other two are not labeled, so they're obviously elevator. Okay, so I'm going to grab the one that's labeled rudder. I'm going to grab my one rudder lead. Might be easier. Yeah. This is where I said that what gets time consuming is sometimes positioning such a large model where y'all can see it on the camera. Okay, go back to that. Want to position it, make sure you put it on the right way with the elevators to the rear. And I can't show you on the camera because it's just in the way. But what I'm going to do, okay, here's a good little trick. Yeah, so see what I did? To make it easier, I'm going to take this, I'm going to just kind of set that down there on that to free up my hands while I make the connections. Okay, I know it's off camera. You can't really see what I'm, well, you know what, let's turn it around so you can see what I'm doing. It's a big model. Keep positioning around it. It is a big model. Okay, so let's move this in here where you can see, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. All right. Here, these two here are not labeled. This one here is rudder. It is labeled. So I'm going to grab the two. I'm going to position this here, because this is the way that would position onto there. And that way, that's going to kind of free that up. And grab one that's labeled rudder. Grab the one that's labeled rudder from the fuselage. Paying attention to my polarity, light to light, dark to dark. Okay. Feel that click in. Okay. I'll grab one of these unlabeled ones from the fuselage. Grab the labeled elevator one from the tail feathers. Paying attention to my polarity, light to light, dark to dark. And to repeat the process for the other side. Okay, light to light, dark to dark. There's a way that clarity always, now that doesn't matter if you got a white wire or a black one or a brown, it's always light to light, dark to dark. Now, here's where you're going to want, grab your wires, okay, make sure you've got them all fitted in there, running in nice and parallel. Not in the way. Okay. This is just one of those things you have to do. You want to make sure that you don't bind anything. Okay? The contact points are in the front, but these ones are in the rear, closer to the wires. The last thing I want is for my wire to get cut when I insert that screw. Okay? And there is a pocket there for you to put all them wires down. Just kind of have to feel, look in from both sides, make sure nothing is bound, and look at that. That fits in there like a glove. Now you're going to take the longer of these screws. Okay. Start attaching the tail feathers. Well, maybe. Hold on. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Nice and tight. Feel it. Start seeing that plastic bend in. You're done. You've hit bottom. I'm not getting. Sometimes you kind of have to shift them all around. Get yourself the proper leverage, whatever you got to do to get that settled in there. There we go. Had to go all the way through the second layer. Yeah. There we go. You can, it's obvious. Okay, yeah, it bottoms out right there. Okay. That bottoms out there. This is such a well-designed aircraft. It really is. I think this is the first time I've ever had a very large, high-end FMS. I've had several FMS planes. Well, the 80 millimeter Futura is kind of their high. It's a $400 plane. Okay. Yeah, I'm very pleased with the engineering that goes into this. Okay, glancing at it, if you're at pop in, that's just going through the second level. And there, hear that? Oh yeah. When it bottoms out, it's obvious. But what I was going to say is I'm very, of course, then you get your screws. Your tool gets stuck in there. All right, them tail feathers, they're on there. All right, but I'm just the quality here. Another example of something I just noticed. This corner of this wing, that's all hard plastic. Okay? All right, now you got to pay attention. You got, model's heavy. This is a heavy end, so when you're maneuvering this thing around, pay attention. You've got a heavier end here. Now I'm going to put the screws or the wing spars in. And they fall freely, so I'm going to have to kind of put this at an angle. Grab the other one here. Both of these wing spars are exactly the same length. Okay? So it doesn't matter which one you put on. Okay. The exact same length, exact same width. So, I'll put this on this one right here. Let me get this to where you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to feed the wing spars into the wing, pushing, well, you can't see my hand. I'm going to push them in with my other hand or against my body here. And then line up the wing, grab the wing on the outside of the, from the landing gear. And slide that in, okay? I'll grab 2 screws. Grab the tool. Again, that is a 2mm hex drive. Stand up, by the way, this is an FMS plane stand. Yeah, I know they're kind of expensive. They're like $79 or $89. Let me tell you something, they're worth it. Okay, that bottoms out at a very obvious point. Hear that? That's a good thing to hear. That means you have hit bottom. Okay, now hold on. Okay, let me pause for just a moment. All right, sorry about that. My that wingtip hit the keyboard and paused the video. And I couldn't tell where it paused at, so I had to go back and figure that out. One of the hazards of trying to film a assembly video and having limited space. All right. Line up your 2 wing spars. Okay. Maybe. There we go. Grab the model, slide it in. Now, drop your tool. Always drop your tools. At least once per build. And get to where you can actually get to your screws. Alright. Drop in your screws. This thing, the fit and finish on this is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've had a lot of models, I mean, you can look around. A lot of planes I've put together, and for all the planes you see here in this room, I have over the years sold and had just that many more. I don't know, I've probably had 500 planes over the years. Got about 100 now. All right. All right. Now, wings are on, tail feathers are on. Okay. While we've got the model here, let's back it up to where I can get to my parts. Okay. Now, I don't look at our instructions because we're going to go ahead and put the ordinance on because I want to see how the plane looks and assembles. Okay, there's a diagram for this. The outermost missile pods are your double ones, your double missiles. Okay? So let's take the model, set it on its side. They just key in. It's obvious, very obvious. Key in and then push back. All these missiles, every model I've ever had, they're always super tight the first time you do it. Sorry, I've got my head in your face. And I'm sure there's all kinds of tricks. I wonder if they're labeled right to left. Let's grab the other one. Don't remember, this is foam and plastic. If it doesn't slide in right off the bat, see there, that one, go to the other one. Okay, now you're going to go with a short, stubby one. Goes in next. Yeah, okay, the flat part to the front of the model. Again, doesn't want to just slide right in, so I'll try the other one. Slides right in. Okay. Then the next one is the longer one. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of these missiles. Okay. You've got, I am going to assume this one here. Because they don't have them labeled as to what missiles what. But that one doesn't want to fit there. So, okay, so I'm going to try this one. And that slides in. And yeah, Maverick has to be legible. So the Maverick one is going to go on the outside from the gear. So that gives you a heads up on how it fits. All right, so when you get done with one wing, the missiles are going to look like that. You're going to have the yellow tip with an all green closest end. The one that has Maverick written on the side is going to be on the outside of the gear. And then the stubby looks like a bunch of missile pods, and then they double missiles on the outermost. Okay, so that's that one. So let me turn this great big thing over. Try not to drop it. That would be bad. And we will repeat the process on this side. Okay, outer missile, outer missiles here, and since I learned that apparently, there, see, now they're going in much easier. I guess they are marked right to left, but I certainly don't see any kind of a marking on there. The only one that's a good indicator is the word Mavericks on the outside. You have to have it legible. So, but like a lot of these things, it's a process of elimination. Oh, I'm missing one set. There's another set of missiles. Probably, but you know what? I don't. Maybe there's no right way or wrong way other than having that Maverick on there. Gosh. Okay. Once, this thing's heavy. Once you have all the missiles on there, okay, that is how it should look. Man, you got a lot. This thing's got the ordnance out the yin yang. All right. Now, hopefully, I don't want to smash that ordnance, but I want to show you something. That means I got to hold it. I want to show it to you. That's okay, though. Now, I want to show you, I have already mounted my receiver. Okay? If you look down in there, I have a Lemon RX Gen 2. The Gen, I know people say, oh, Lemon RX and a $650 model. This is the Gen 2. Okay? They are just as reliable, and I stand behind them, just as reliable as any of the Spectrum receivers. These Gen 2s are awesome. Gen 1, these are some problems there. But these Gen 2, I haven't had a bit of problem with them. And I'm not a spokesperson for them. I'm not an affiliate in any way, shape, or form. Okay. I just have had really good experience with them. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. And I don't want the ordnance to touch. Perfect. Okay. All right. Now the only other thing left to do in the build of this is glue on the peripherals, and that is just a matter of these little fins, these little antennas, okay, and then this large sensor pod, and it goes right there, okay. I'm going to do that off camera, okay. I'm going to use my E6000, which this behaves just like foam tack and is just as good as foam tack. You have bare foam here, and I would just kind of score that a little bit, okay, score a little bit here. What you might even want to do is get creative and embed a small rare earth magnet and then a piece of metal in here, and then just have that as you magnet on and off. I'm just going to go ahead and glue it on, because with the gear down and everything, understand, if you come in for a belly landing, this is going to get ripped off along with your ordnance anyways. So a lot of people just paint that white section on the side of the fuselage black and don't use it. But this is such an obvious piece that I think it would really look stupid. Now those other little pieces, I don't know. I let some air get in there, get nice and stringy. Okay, let that go in there. All right, that's that. That's the basic build of it, or the basic assembly, outside of my little those little pieces there, which I'll just glue them on. You'll see them on the next video. That's pretty much the assembly, folks, of the FMS A-10 twin 70mm. Big 6S bird. Big shout out to Hobby Zone for they didn't give me. I had to buy this plane just like you have to buy it. But they've been so good to me, letting me be a reviewer and sending me out other planes for free, that I decided I wanted this for myself. And just like the planes that they send me out review, I get to keep them. It's not like I You know, they're not paying me anything. They'll give me a free plane and say, hey, do a review, but do an honest review. They've made it very clear. If it's a piece of crap, say it's a piece of crap, but say why you came to that conclusion. And if it's great, say why it's great, what you find great about it. We don't want sugar-coated, over-the-top, oh, this is the best plane you'll ever have in your whole life type reviews. People see right through that. They're not stupid, okay? They want to know why, what's wrong with it, and what's good about it, what's wrong about it, what should we continue, and what do we need to fix. Because if I say this is the greatest plane you'll ever want to buy, and it's a review, and you buy it and you hate it, well then, now my credibility is down the crapper, and so is Hobby Zone's, okay? Because you're not going to buy from them again. You're going to tell your friends you don't want their crap, okay? They lose business. It is better for them to be honest and say, here's what we got going on with the model, here's the strengths, here's the things you may have to look out for. Things that I may find in these planes that I review, I might find them as no big deal and easily to overcome, but you might say, well, I'm going to have a hard time with that. And then you can make your buying decision based upon what you see me and other honest reviewers do, okay? Or I might think there's a problem with this and I don't like the way this model goes together or this thing behaves, and you might say, hey, I know how to fix that, that's not a problem. I like the model. You know, don't just watch my videos. Watch everybody's videos. Just like getting your facts about anything going on in the world. You don't look at just one source. You look at several sources. Folks, there you go. That is the FMS A-10 70mm twin EDF. Awesome looking, mean looking A-10. I hope she flies as well as she looks, but I get the feeling she's going to fly great. Y'all have a good one. We'll come right back here. The next video will be the radio setup and how I put it all together, how I got the reflex, how I got that going, and we'll go over the electronics and all that good stuff. All right, y'all have a good one. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then mean-looking jets. Bye. God bless y'all.